We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Take it, right? Take it, MC Roll. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! A G to the O-S-P-E-L. Rhythms in the house, and you know we will get with you today with some love and some grace and some mercy. Hey, hey!
Hey, what's up? Welcome
That's
to
freestyling.
GospelRhythms.com. Talk Live Radio on LA Talk, AmericanTalkLive.com. I'm Bro Williams.
Hey, hey, I am Trisha Man Grant, and happy Sunday to everyone out there. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
We appreciate
man.
you. Every time you tune in, we really do. So we just want you to know that.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
And for all the people dealing with the rain, like
or
us.
bad weather nationwide. It's like crazy all across the United States. Yeah.
They said there was a tornado watch here in LA today. And I was like, I sure love Teach. I really do. But I'm about 2 seconds from calling this brother and telling him we're going to do this next week, bruh.
We are doing it next week, but I was like, wow. I was like, he is coming from a real far away. But I'm like, if he's not throwing in the towel,
He sure wasn't.
I'm not going to throw in the towel.
And that's what convicted me, because I looked on Twitter and there he posted something. I looked on Instagram and he posted something about the show. I looked on Facebook, he posted something about the show. So we
Destiny
got
waits
to do
for
this show.
no one,
So-
not even some rain.
Right. So we prayed against a tornado and against the rain and being protected, even though the waters would come up on the window for 2 or 3 seconds at a time and stop my vision and I couldn't see anything. So everybody out there dealing with the weather, because you have no choice. God bless you. You stay as dry as you possibly can and stay protected, and just speak life over yourselves right now, wherever you are.
Amen. Well, this is our entertainment edition. It's been an awesome ride because it's been life. It's been about music. I mean, you name it. And definitely the word each week. And so we're here to celebrate the first month of, oh no, my phone is
Is
not
that Jesus?
ringing.
Lord, we hear you, Jesus. We're going to answer.
Hold up.
Let me see.
Hold up. Wait,
Yes,
your
Lord.
phone rang last time, it was pop, but yours was on mute.
Yes,
I got to turn
Jesus.
it off.
I'm going to
you know.
tell her to turn her phone off. Thank
It's
you,
off
Lord.
now.
We are having a show. I mean, she didn't get the
forgot
memo,
what I was
but I
talking
know.
about. Besides
Yes,
the fact I was talking
Okay,
about, you talking to Jesus.
First month.
Yes, the first month of the new year, and what better way to lay the awesome foundation of encouraging everyone to seek God for why they are here. Tap into your destiny. You have a purpose. And, you know, we had Teach here at the end last year. After was the first quarter, it was last year when he premiered his film, Discovering Destiny, One Man's Journey in Pursuit of Purpose. And if it's one thing, like you said last week, and we talked about the week before and all month long, no matter what faith you are, no matter black, what color, black, red, purple, green, we all want to know why we are here in one way, shape, or another. When you're born, you don't say, oh, when I grow up, I hope I'm going to be homeless. You know, God, if we're creating God's image, he created us with a design in mind. So why are you here?
I am here to make sure this book, Amazing Testimonies, gets out to the masses. And ever since last week, and since we talked, God blessed me through a friend of mine named Charles Clark. Charles, I have to give you love out there. Let me tell you something. Charles is a friend of Teaches. Well, at least he knows you. He's like, yeah, you got my boy Teach on there. Charles doing his thing. And so anyway, Charles said, Trish, I have someone I want you to meet. And he said, I need you to turn those up, bro. Yeah, thank you. He said, I need you to get in touch with this guy because he's really going to help. And the man is amazing. He's from Kenya. And I also want to say, well, I don't know if I should say his name yet. But I'll wait and get permission from him because he's pretty private, so I'll wait for that. But I can tell you that he's very interested so far in the book and ready to move to the next level.
Wow.
And when I tell you the next level sounds amazing from what he was talking about.
Right.
And I was just saying last week, I don't know who's going to edit it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try to edit it myself until God sends someone my way. And sure enough, once you do one thing like we talked about last week, then God puts you in the path for your purpose to be opened up even wider and something else to be a blessing. So I'm really excited about this. And we're moving really fast. And I'll show you the back of the book cover because that's now done. The whole book, the whole layout is done. So yay!
Well,
I'm excited.
You know,
That's my testimony. That's
yeah.
my Sunday testimony.
And for those of you who have a desire, a heart, something in your heart that you desire to achieve, and you know, maybe it's not on the grand level of a wonderful book or a film. It could just be, God, I just want to raise the best children that you've entrusted me to raise.
Yeah.
You know,
That
you
too.
need to go to the one who created you.
Source.
Tap into that. Plug into him and his word to find. He says, I am the truth,
Yeah, the way.
the light, and the way.
Right.
Or as I
Well,
might have
this-
mixed it
this
around,
remix,
I am the
but
way,
it's
the
there.
truth,
You
and the
got it
light.
out.
All right, I am the way, the truth, and the light. I'll
All
do
of
the
that.
remix.
We did the remix.
But you got it. You got it.
You got it.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for coming back and braving through the rain and
Oh,
just
man.
being an inspiration and a continuous encouragement to us.
It's a joy. Thank you guys for having me. You know,
Yeah.
thank you for not getting bored with Teach and
Oh,
allowing me to
please.
keep
Are you
coming
kidding
back.
me? You
I
all dropped
appreciate that.
pearls of wisdom.
Exactly. So
How was
yeah.
it today at Crenshaw Christian Center?
Wow, thank you for bringing that up. This morning, Crenshaw Christian Center, you know, they're hosting the premiere next Friday, 7 o'clock, the 27th. So Pastor Fred, who's been a longtime friend, about 17 years, he said, why don't you come out the Sunday before, talk to the people? That way they can put a name, you know, with the face. They hadn't seen me in a while. I taught there years and years ago. But we made a connection immediately. Everybody was so receptive. It was great to see Apostle Price. You know, he had his 85th birthday a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Him and his
Happy
wife, Dr.
birthday.
Betty. Yeah, he looks great. Dr.
Yes.
Betty was there, and the congregation was all excited. So I think that they're all going to come out. It's going to be a huge event. So everybody,
Beautiful.
please RSVP as soon as possible.
All right, give us that info again. We can't say it too much during this show because we want
Absolutely.
everybody to come.
Yeah.
How can they RSVP?
Go to the website Eventbrite, Brite, and just type in Discovering Destiny and type in the number of people you want to RSVP for. You can't beat this event. It's free. If there's people that you care about, bring them. Just like I said today at the church, people in your life, there are family members you've been praying for. Well, they may not go to church, but they'll go to a film premiere. But they will be blessed when they come to the film premiere. If maybe it's you. You are the person who has been wondering, what is my purpose? You know, maybe I've been spinning my wheels. What is my destiny? Please come. Do yourself a favor. You know, I could understand if I was charging $50 a ticket and I would say, I want all of LA to come, fatten my pockets. I'm asking you guys to come so you can get inspired.
Great.
Yay.
We'll be there.
And yes, we will. And I just have to say, you are such a great man. But we would be remiss because behind every great man with
It's
great
a
projects
great
is a great woman. So shout outs to the wife, Katina Maria.
Hey, Katina.
She almost came. Her and the girls are out here with
And
me.
the girl.
They're
Wait,
here in
they're-
LA. They're here in LA. That's what I told them the surprise was.
And I called it, didn't
Aw,
I?
you sure
I
did.
sure
And
did.
so
Maybe
my daughter
Katina's
Chanel
coming.
tells me, well, Daddy, you know, because I told her, hey, we're going to the studio. I'm all excited. She said, well, I got homework and it's due tomorrow. So they're at my auntie's house so she can finish her
Aw.
homework.
So you went Obama on her.
Believe it.
Sasha couldn't even make it.
Sasha couldn't make it. She's MIA.
Hey,
For
priorities.
Funny.
Yeah.
So is that what happened at the speech? Because I saw a bit of that on video. I only saw one of the daughters, Obama's daughters, but I didn't
Yeah,
see
That's
the
she
what
other.
had-
happened.
yeah.
She
She
didn't
was at
come.
school.
Exactly. To that
Yeah.
She had a
farewell.
test the next day.
Yeah. Which I
Oh.
don't get because she's the first daughter. You can't change her
That-
test.
I think
you
they
can't
are just,
reschedule it.
you
They're
know,
not gonna
they
give no
just,
special
you know.
treatment. They're like, look.
Interesting. The leader of the free world.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
guess
you
there
know.
could
I
have
don't
been
know.
an exception.
I would have asked for some passes to the White House,
Too
and I'll
funny.
just let you
I,
go.
I,
Look
I was
here,
that
let
kind
me-
of kid, but Sasha doesn't look like she's that kind of kid. You know, she's
Yeah.
probably like, I don't want to go another.
Well,
event.
my
I got a
daughters,
test."
I swear, my daughters are just like that. We went on vacation for Christmas, and they were very adamant. We have to leave on this day because we got school on this day. I used to love to miss school, and they were like, "No, we have tests on this day, and we got finals."
That is
And
hilarious.
they'll cry if they miss school because they get so far behind.
Wow,
It's
that's
like work now.
good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
How's Ski Love Ski doing?
Love ski.
For those of y'all, he was our guest last week.
I gotta change his name.
It is Lonnie Ski Love. Lee.
Hello, Ski
Yeah.
Love is doing good. I just talked to him a minute ago, and he'll be there Friday night. He's excited to
Okay.
see the film again because obviously he's all up in it.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
tell him we said hi. I have a feeling
Definitely.
he's not watching at this moment, but just in case, you
Quite
know.
possible.
But for those of you who are watching and are like,
Yeah.
who this person is? Who this person is? He was actually our guest last week,
Mhm.
and we had an opportunity to hear from him. You know, who this person is, who he was before he came
Yeah.
to know Christ, and the transitional period is he came to know Christ, and the growth and maturity that happened during that process and his role. And one of the things that we talked about is it's important to have a mentor, you know. And you were saying if in like for instance, you know, you want to author a book, so find someone who may be where you aspire to
Right.
be and plug into their resources, because it could save you a lot of time, you know.
Yeah.
And plus you
helps.
pull from their pool of wisdom. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying,
goodness.
you know.
Well, it's, you know, I'll say this quickly. It's almost like going somewhere. It'll save you time
Yeah.
with someone who's like Trish can say, turn left on El Segundo, right on Crenshaw, and you'll be right there. That's better than GPS and trying to figure it out and trying to
Like
get
the name you
MapQuest.
can't tell us.
Yeah.
That
You-
person, that awesome person
That
from Kenya.
person, yeah, that, from Kenya, the brother.
Yes.
The brother from Kenya.
Sweetheart,
My
beautiful
brother.
spirit. I've only met him on the phone, but I can tell you, he truly has a heart for the people, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to even hopefully one day get him here on
Yeah.
the show as well.
Excellent.
And introduce him to all of you guys, because I think we all can be a blessing to each
Hello.
other. Yeah.
What-
So what's happening? What's up? You excited? The premiere is coming. Are people RSVPing a lot?
There's
Is
a
it-
lot. That's
is
why
it
I keep
filling?
telling people to, you know, try to get your seats now, because
Yeah.
I talked to the pastor today. Right now, the event is scheduled for their 900 seat auditorium, but we are
Wow.
outgrowing that.
Because
So
you
there's a-
outgrew the auditorium that was
Yeah,
it was
that you
like
came to.
700 people.
Right. Well, we've
Yeah.
outgrown the
Wow.
900 seat auditorium, so he's got to make a decision this week as to if he's going to move it to the dome, which obviously would accommodate everyone. But yes, I'm excited. There's so much work for me to do this week. You know, the last minute stuff. I got to talk to my hostesses and everything. Hey,
me tell you.
wait a minute. For everybody listening, we got some fine hostesses. All I'm saying is, when you come,
Checks in the mail.
when you come to the red carpet, you're gonna see Diva number 1 and
Uh-oh.
Diva number 2,
Uh-oh.
like Planet Cow. Like,
I'm really not a diva. I'm like the tomboy of the Truth duo here. But
Yeah.
okay,
He obviously got the check last week.
I know.
child,
The other one will be in the mail.
But no, I'm blessed to be able to ride shotgun with this woman who is so versed in talking, because I'm so shy.
oh my goodness.
Whatever. I'm
Yep.
constantly telling
but
her, girl, you all the stuff that you push me out there to do, you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
You are an amazing actress. She's an amazing host. She's fun and crazy.
I like
and
being behind the scenes. You know,
and
that's how I feel.
understand.
Destiny is
Thank you.
telling me to just be behind the scenes. But listen, I got a question.
Is that what
now.
Destiny is telling
Is
you?
I'm trying to
What's
change
your
the subject.
purpose,
But
by
as I'm
the way?
trying,
You see how Rose?
You see how she tries to get out of
You
that?
see how she's trying to
gonna
divert?
flip it.
that's what I do.
But let me
Yeah,
say this
that
about
didn't work,
Rose
though.
super
Aw,
fast.
man.
Ro, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying this on the air. Ro doesn't know who she is
I
yet. Like, you just
know.
mentioned all the stuff she is. Oh, she's
Yeah.
that and then some.
And then
but
some.
she's so low key with it that it's like,
Right.
dude, you don't know who you are yet.
Thank you. I mean, all the time she was like,
Riding
Patricia, I
shotgun.
need you to do. Like, for instance, what's the TV show? What's the name of the TV show that I just moderated that we were at?
It was
Queen
wasn't a
Sugar.
Queen Sugar.
Queen Sugar.
I got the gig, but I passed the
She
showcase.
gets the gig. She calls me and she's like, I need you to moderate. And I'm like, so they asked you. She was like, well, yeah, but you know, I can't. I'll just take the pictures. And I was
Oh,
like, bro, you know
Jesus
you
have
could
mercy.
moderate.
First of all,
Are you sure?
she knew all the actors and the actresses.
I really
Heck, she was
did.
even friends with them. I
I
would
was
have been
friends with one.
Okay.
Well, maybe
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Ro.
And she knew every one of them. That's
Ro.
not my
So
lane.
what?
Ro,
And it was fun.
we're gonna keep you in our prayers,
Thank
okay?
you. Right. But she
I just
could
like
have
being
done
behind
it.
the scenes.
That's the bottom line. So for all of you out there, not
Pray
sure
for me.
who you are, please pray for her too. And
Well, let's talk about that.
and yeah,
Since
just
y'all so know who y'all are,
when
how
you
will
don't
you help?
know who you are, when
Yeah.
you didn't know who you were, and I know
Yeah.
we've discussed this a little bit on the last shows, but for those that are just tuning in and just seeing you for the first time, just give a little bit, so to let them know
Some
what you've been
practical
through.
steps, yeah. And this is for Ro, but it's also to your point. The question was, when you don't know who you are, what are some things that you can do? Well, for me, in 1995, when I gave my life to Christ, well, obviously that was a light bulb moment, but it's not as if all the lights go off and you see the entire blueprint out in front of you. It's just, welcome into the room. Congratulations, you're here. But then there is a journey that you have to go on. So my suggestion to all of the people who don't know or think they don't know, which I think Ro knows, and we're gonna have a Ro moment right now. But sometimes the writing is all on the wall and you're in denial because I'm telling you, Trish is telling you, you just don't
Right.
want to listen.
It's uncomfortable.
Right. Come
But
on,
for
bro.
everyone else that that wants to go on that journey, She said it earlier. You got to consult with the architect. Start reading, as practical as it sounds and as easy as it sounds. Start reading your Bible. You know, the light bulbs will start going off, because it's not so much, God is not as concerned with what he's called you to do as with what he's called you to become. So you got to find out who you are first before you can find out what you're called to do. So once you know who you are, and you know, because God is all about character, God is all about developing that behind the scenes. Joseph suffered for 13 years in the pit, in the palace, in prison, and then he reigned for 80 years. But those 13 of pain and torment and being rejected and despised and lied on, it built his character.
That's right.
And he never gave up. So
And-
don't
right.
quit.
He could have opted for suicide.
Yeah,
He could
easy
have
way
just
out.
thrown in the towel. But he kept going. So yes, ma'am.
So let me ask. I have a question for you. I know it's your show, but what finally was the
Wow.
what was the pin in your butt to get the book done? Since it was 13 years in the
Miss
making. I'm
Author.
just saying, Miss
Miss
Author.
Author.
What you got
You're
to
an
say about
author
that?
too. Aren't you an author too?
Oh yeah, where's your book?
Yes. Where's your
Wait,
book?
let
You're
her-
supposed to have
Okay,
that.
we'll get over
See
to
how
you.
role
Did I?
changes.
I helped her. I went there with her. I was right there on the train.
You ain't right.
On the
But you
train.
gotta answer first, and then he can answer.
Okay, what was the pin in my butt? That's a good question. I have had so much rejection, especially in this entertainment business, and I don't know, it's just something inside of me
Yeah.
that when the casting directors don't give me love,
hmm
I still keep pushing forward.
You believe in yourself.
I still keep going. When the directors say, Trisha, I just love your work, you're amazing, but we need a bigger name. And I've experienced this for years. When everybody says no, there's a part of me that still says I can do it. When she comes to me with something I've never done, like moderate a television show, a panel of actors and all that, and even though I know she can do it too, I'm like, I've never done it, but let's go for it. It's like I jump in. It's scary. But I guess the pen is just this thing that God has blessed me with, which you have also. And it's just the motivation of continuing forward, or gospel rhythms would not still be going forward.
Right.
Hi. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know, this is your vision. I know I say that a lot. It's your vision. But you got to ask yourself, what's the pin in your butt that keeps you moving through this, even through the times when we may not have the money to pay for the studios, but God blesses us with it. The times when we don't know how we're going to put up this big elaborate event, but you had the idea, but you got this drive and this motivation. What was that pin in your butt? It's just this thing that God
Deep
gives
down
us
inside.
because it's purpose. It's the purpose within us. So,
It
you know,
drives you.
we have a choice. We got two choices. Either we can say, I can't do it, and believe that we can't do it,
Yeah.
or we can say I can. And life and death, the power of life and
There
death
it is.
in the tongue.
That's the answer.
And you speaking, well, you know, this is hard. And I know you will, because Ro will be like, look, I don't know how we going to do this, but I'm just going to go get it done, and I'm going to make this call, and we're going to, okay, so, look, this is what I need. And then it manifests. So, you know, look,
Yeah.
Discovering Your Destiny, the film,
Yeah.
was nothing but an idea. So many people out there watching, listening right now, they have all these ideas. I'm sure there's somebody out there right now,
That's good.
you've got a notebook full of papers. I see this notebook, I see papers, I see writing, and I see it sitting there.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there on a shelf somewhere, sitting up under stuff, and you know it's there. And there's something that's been egging you on for a long, long time, and you just feel like you don't know what to do or how to get it done.
Yeah.
I just got a call the other day from a friend of mine, and let me get this out.
Sure.
And he said, look, there's a guy who I'm meeting with tomorrow. He said, what's your consultation fee? And I'm like, consultation fee? I don't usually I give this information away for free.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants to possibly do this, or that with his projects. Trisha, what's your consultation fee? Come on, give me a fee. So I give him a fee, and I'm like, okay. So we're going to meet tomorrow. So that, because the guy says to me, he says, I have this.
hmm
I just don't know what I'm
to
going to
do
do
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
I am not a millionaire yet, a
Yeah.
multi-millionaire yet.
Right.
However, I know that whatever experiences and situations I've been through in the past, I'm going to just pour them out to this young man
Yeah.
tomorrow. And whatever God gives me to help him,
Yeah.
to lead him to either the next person or the next level, so that his thing can become bigger and manifest. So to those people or that person that God is allowing me, thank you, Lord, to speak to at this moment, whatever idea has been put inside of you, don't stop yourself by not believing in yourself. Go forward, move forward, and let that pin in the butt go ahead and prick you to the point of motivation,
Hello.
of action,
Take action.
to manifestation. In Jesus' name, I pray that for you right now. Don't
Boom.
be scared.
There it is.
Go forward.
You might need to repeat that again, from something to action to
I don't know what I
manifestation.
just said.
I was like, wait, I should have been taking notes.
Whatever it was,
Concept
Concept
to action to manifestation. Speak on it.
Speak on
Concept,
it.
write that down.
Won't he
Concept
do it?
to action to manifestation.
I like that.
Amen.
Make it happen.
And here you were, BC, doing hip hop, rap in the world related. You cross over, and our guest today, Rob Russ, is an integral part of your music, both before you came to Christ and after you came to Christ.
Right.
We should talk about that a little bit,
Yeah.
but I also want to address, how'd you even get into the film? Because that's a whole nother genre of a purpose, aspect of your purpose
Okay.
that is here that we're talking about. So
How did I get into the aspect of making the film?
no, what I'm saying is you had music, so
Yeah.
it was easy. BC, before Christ,
Right.
you were doing music.
Yeah, I
You were
was doing
just doing
hip-hop.
it for the other team.
Yeah.
Your crossover come to Christ. You come to Christ, and now you're making music for the kingdom.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, so some people would say that's your purpose.
Okay.
But now, how did you cross over into being a filmmaker, and then you're doing acting? Like this, it's like, how does one find themselves in a place where God just explode their
That's,
purpose?
oh, I get it now. That's a great
Yeah,
question.
I'm glad
And
you're
I-
on the same. I see lights
Yeah, yeah,
are on
yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody's home now. You was gone for a minute there, but I got you
Okay,
back.
so I'm gonna go fast so we can get Rob Russ in.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: you gotta trust God. Like Trish is more than an author. She's
Amen.
bigger than that. But watch this. But I don't know all that she's gonna do, and she don't.
Right.
Ro,
Amen.
you're more than a host and an actress and everything that you even think you are. You're way more than that. Here's the thing. You're right. I wasn't even acting when I came to Christ. I always compare it. It's just something that's important to me. I always compare this walk to being a caterpillar. If you go back and look at my Instagram posts, you'll see this evolution of, caterpillars and how they evolve into butterflies. And when you're crawling around the floor, as soon as you get into your cocoon, people say, now Trish thinks she all that. I'm changing. Ro, you done changed. Absolutely. And then don't wait on my wings, because they will be beautiful. So you have to evolve.
Amen.
And so, yes, I was in hip hop, and I was at an event doing hip hop. And AC Green, who at the time was playing for the Lakers, his publicist or someone who worked for him came to me. And she said, I want you to meet AC Green. He does a clothing line, et cetera, et cetera. And when she came up, another couple came up, and they were directors. And they said, we want you to be in our play. And I said, well, I've never acted before. They said, but the same passion that you had when you were performing, that transcends to acting.
right.
And I didn't know it. I just believed them. And I have to give John and Lynette White credit for 1997 seeing me perform and believing in me. They didn't just cast me. They cast me as the lead in their play. I swear to God. Belma Johnson, who was my longtime friend, he was a supporting actor. That's when I met him, 1997.
Wow.
And he kept telling me, oh, you can do it. Oh, you're a natural. I just believed. You got to start walking down this yellow brick road called faith. You got to write the book. She doesn't know she's a best-selling author. She'll never know till she finishes the book.
I
Right.
receive it.
She doesn't know what God is going to use this man from Kenya to do, but you got to follow up. You got to make the calls. You got to meet the young man tomorrow. You got to keep walking. I love what you guys have been saying to people that are listening. Just get started.
Just do it.
We talk ourselves out of what's going to happen and what we don't have and what we can't afford. But I like Rev Run, who said, do what you can, start where you're at, and work with what you got. That's all you got to do today.
And that was me for so many years. Just the stuff sitting on the shelf, collecting dust. Y'all, it's time to dust off the ideas, dust
Hello.
off the future
And
projects.
take a simple step.
Just do it.
And as my
Yes, I love
pastor
that.
Frank would say, vision without action is just an hallucination.
Yes.
On that note,
Amen. Well,
we
wait a
better.
minute. Wait a minute. You mentioned a word.
Yes.
And so, because we do have something here that I turned to today, and I'm going to have to be honest and say this wasn't one of my flip the Bible open moments and run right to it.
Uh-huh.
I actually kind of looked for this because when I did flip it open, it was, about destruction and doom. So I thought, I don't think they need that today. So go to Psalm 20 for you guys to have your word near. And it's a prayer for victory in battle. And some of us are just dealing with all kinds of battles at work, battles at home, battles in your marriage, battles with your ideas and trying to get something off the ground. It says, "May the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and grant you support from Zion. May he remember all your sacrifices and accept your burnt offerings. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. We will shout for joy when you are victorious and will lift up our banners in the name of our God. May the Lord grant all of your requests. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He answers him from his holy heaven with the saving power of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall, but we rise up and stand firm. O Lord, save the king. Answer us when we call." So, hopefully that touched somebody's heart. What'd you get from that there?
You can't argue with that. That tells me about priority. When we have misplaced priorities, that's when we're going to have frustration. So there was one of the last verses you said, but our confidence, our trust, our faith is in God.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So
I guess he summed it up.
Should I have Rob Russ do his thing? And call
Yeah,
in?
Come
Rob.
on, Rob.
Well, you know what? We'll go to commercial, and we're gonna check out. When we come back, we'll come back to one of your songs featuring Teach.
There it is.
And then we'll get in with
Come
Rob
back
Russ.
featuring Teach, cause he's gonna preach.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna say some words of
Yeah.
wisdom. He's gonna give us.
You just trying to take my.
This
I'm trying
child.
to take the MC role. Oh,
MC
okay. I'll
Light?
sing. I know. I love MC Light. She's awesome.
Hello.
Oh, right now, see, she's singing. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm Trisha Mann Grant.
I'm Ro Williams.
This is Gospel Rhythms Heaven's Party here.
On Earth.
All right, we'll see you in a sec.
We the head, not the tail, so we won't complain. Here to lift up the downcast and the broken hearted. Changing lives with the truth, so let's get it started. We got the word, music, entertainment, light. You can catch us on the air every Sunday night with special guests, the news, and interesting stories. A black.
Check this out. This is some of that smoothed out R&B West Coast flavor. Rolling with your homies, leaning for the haters. A breath of fresh air without the pollution. Celebrating life, baby, that's what we doing. Representing Christ over beats that burn. Catch me in the studio, doing my thing. Food for the spirit, we got enough drama. Don't turn it down when you see your mama. Deal with real issues, so call it therapeutic. Magnify the truth, it's no better music. Save the gunplay for the 6 o'clock news. Focus on the road, give the whole world the blues. Turn this song up and start the 2-stepping. Remember that the word of God is your weapon. I make the trunk rattle like I'm fighting King Kong. With lyrics for your spirit when I'm writing these songs. Tell them all I know is when I wanna bang my stereo. I wanna hear some gospel R&B, hip hop and neo soul. I bump inside my brand new ride, just push the cruise control. It sounds so good up in my hood, that music for your soul. I gotta give it up to the homie Kurt Franklin. You made a big difference in the game, no mistaking. The first gospel cat giving me inspiration. Brother with a swagger that still bless the nation. Music so smooth and glorify the King. Ain't ashamed of his name, that's the reason we
Woo!
sing.
Timothy Teach Jones, ladies and gentlemen. He's
Yes.
right here in the house with Trisha and
Ro on GospelRhythms.com. Talk Live Radio on the LA Talk Live. AmericaTalkLive.com.
multi-talented brother right here. He's a
Thank you.
father, a husband. He's a writer, a
Producer.
director, producer, filmmaker.
Man, walking in his
music.
purpose.
Thank you.
And yeah, totally walking in your purpose. So the name of the film is Discovering Destiny, and then there's a tagline. Tell
Yeah, the
us that
subtitle
tagline.
is One Man's Pursuit of Purpose, because everybody in this world is pursuing their purpose. So that makes it universal.
Definitely. And we're going to be talking to a friend of his that saw him when he was not discovering his
Worked
purpose.
with him.
Worked with him, knew what he
Produced music. He worked with him when he was, what was the name?
Looney T.
Looney T.
Looney T.
Lunatic.
Looney T. Did you have a name, BC?
Yeah,
I don't
Lady
have it.
T. They call me Lady T in the
BC
beatbox
before you
3.
knew
Because I
Craig?
used to rap.
Did they for real call
No,
you?
like for real. I did the 80s. That's why I still do the 80s old
Okay.
school rap. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that and won the contest. And they let me take the trophy home because it was like 4 or 5 of us.
Wow.
So my boy Jed, Maurice Isaac, who's out in Atlanta and got his own little, it's called Elite Transportation. I just gave you a shout
I
out,
could
Jed.
not see you beatboxing.
I was
one
there. I had
time.
on all red with black gloves, black leather gloves, and they had on all black. And I was like, I'm
You was
Lady
probably
T
pop
in the
locking.
beatbox 3. Oh, everybody beat me.
Well, I was Rodisky. I still am.
Were you Rodisky?
No, actually, I was just Cindy Bendy. I went by another name in another life.
Oh man.
Oh my God, Cindy Bendy.
No, I had Bendy, but
That's
they
what your
they
nickname
call me
is,
Cindy. Yeah.
Cindy
I've
was
never
like your
called you
dancing
that.
name, or
No, that was just another name that I had, another alias as a child, given to me
Yeah.
by my mother.
I heard that.
My husband Tony calls her row, row, row your boat. So
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I call you Roro Rosina.
see, look
yeah,
at
well,
that.
you
row,
know, I
row,
mean-
row. Every time she starts
Representing the
acting
East
up
Coast.
and representing those,
Yeah.
yes,
So
he
we
is.
are good. Oh, yeah. I guess this.
Did you see how we were just
One
trying
test.
to fill in there, waiting for we got a test coming up. All right, ladies
1
and
2
gentlemen.
1 2.
1 2. We're gonna do a check test to see if our brother Russ is on the phone right now.
Rob
Can you
Russ,
hear
you there?
us? Can you hear us? Is he on speaker? Put him on speaker.
Oh, is he supposed to be on speaker? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on.
He's
No,
plugged
no,
in,
no. Yeah, we're in.
Russ, can you hear us?
on speaker.
No.
Oh.
Oh, he's saying make sure the
No.
connection is better.
Oh, it's all the way in.
Yeah. I hear it kind of coming in and out. You guys, we're having some technical difficulties. Please hold. Just
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh.
we'll let them work that out.
Oh, they can't call in another way anymore? No?
You're gonna have to put it up to the microphone.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You know, sometimes it
Oh.
happens. We have a few technical difficulties.
I
So
can just
anybody
put
that
it
wants
on
to
this
call in,
one.
don't.
No?
Yeah, can I give him
Well.
an intro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
You know what?
so-
Better yet, no, for real. Better yet, you should probably give him an intro.
You're so crazy. You
Okay.
always do that.
Okay, so this man right here, multi-talented. I met him in '95 actually, and this is, again, I was Looney T at the time, and we did a song. I don't even know if he still has it on his 8-track player at the time, but met this dude. I knew he was skilled. He was one of the only college students that had a studio. Who has a studio as a college student? But we were spending money on weed, and he was spending money on equipment. We would smoke weed, he'd buy a keyboard. Like, that's how smart he was. And I knew when I gave my life to Christ, that's the dude I needed to hook up with. So I came back to him. And, the girl he was dating at the time was his high school sweetheart. They're still married.
Wow.
They went on. I mean, like, I could go on and on. It was a beautiful time. I didn't have a car. He had a car. He took me to auditions in Atlanta. I auditioned for Motown. I auditioned for we went out of state. We went on multiple road trips because he believed in me.
Wow.
And, I was the one that sabotaged that relationship through my own, pride and error and getting too deep with it. But from a character standpoint, one of the closest friends I ever had. Great guy. Give it up one time for Rob Russ.
Rob Russ in the house. Yay.
I'm being introduced. It's crazy.
Wow. So you knew this brother, Looney T, a.k.a. now he's formerly known as Looney T, Teach Jones, before he came to know Christ. So tell us a little bit about that experience. You seemed obviously maybe to be on the mature fast track in life, being that you weren't out there spending your money on weed or marijuana or whatever they called it back then, a joint, reefer. I don't know how far back it is. Pot. Look, pot, grass, what they call it back then. Anyway, chronic.
Reefer? Did we say reefer?
I did. I said reefer.
I knew
girl.
that. I was just testing you. All right. So anyway, go ahead, Russ. Tell us, what was that experience like knowing him before the Teach Jones that he is now?
Now, his was crazy. When I first met him, I think, now imagine when your whole mission in life is to have a record company, to have artists from everywhere. I was, me and my roommate at the time, Sterling Anthony, we were looking for different acts. We were just going around campus looking for people. And I think he's the one that found you, Teach.
Okay.
So he brought you over to the house, and I was like, wow. This dude's kind of
So
hard.
y'all were like Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to be old dude from Motown
Very
and
good.
Russell Simmons all rolled into one. But because at the time people didn't think of trying to do artists from East Coast and West Coast, so I was trying to do everything. I was trying to do secular, Christian, all that.
Yeah.
But he came to the house. He was real serious. Spoke with a low voice. He's like, yeah, I got this song. So it's called Summertime. You got any tracks for me? And I was like, yes, sir. Yeah, I got some right here. And I played it, and he liked it, and we recorded over it. and we never got a chance to finish it. But we hung out a little bit. Like, there was one time that my girlfriend, who's my wife now, we went to pick him up, and she was like, "Who's this dude you picking up? Who is this dude you picking up?" I was like, "That's Peach. Go back. Come on." So he had plaits in his head. He had the big, he was, man, come on. The man was hardcore back then. So I was like, this dude's cool. This dude's cool.
Cornrows all the way.
Cornrows. Now, what about the afro? He told us he had an afro
It
too.
was both. It was take it out, throw it
Yo,
back
so
in.
you do the you do the
So
afro
you were on
as well.
some real West Coast
all the
groove.
way.
He said his lips were real black from smoking all that weed. Yeah, you remember those days?
Did we lose you?
Can you hear us?
I don't know if we can hear you.
Yeah, it's kind of, because I'm talking through, wait.
That's right,
I'm glancing at the
probably.
screen.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
him talking through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, there's a delay. There's a delay.
Okay, well, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. So what about after the time he came back and you didn't recognize him once he got his life together? You did not recognize him when he came into the studio. Tell us about that.
Now, the second time when he came back, I was like, well, see, what had happened was you didn't get that song no more because I gave it over to Sterling Anthony. The song became one of his songs called God is Good. It was like the exact same sample, but I like remanipulated it to be something different. And I was like, I told him I did that. He was like, it's cool because anyway, I decided I'm going to do something different. And I was like, what do you mean something different? He said, I'm going to do a song called Now Lay Me Down to Sleep. And he said, how things are troubling him. And I was like, okay, well, I'm starting to produce Christian acts right now, so we're going to see how this goes.
So you went through a transition.
Ask him that question. Just
Yeah,
translate
they
for
wanted
us.
to know if you went through a transition as well because you were producing Christian acts.
I did go through a transition. Now, I'm not one of your Christians where, in the beginning he was doing this and now he's doing that. I've always been
Very
a believer of God,
yeah.
Yeah, my number of girlfriends is down to like 3.
Yeah.
And the last one I had is now my wife. So
And they weren't at the same time, basically.
Right. He wasn't rolling like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was in Savannah, I would work with Teach, and then when I went back home for the summer or whatever, I would work with people like Mark J and the Priesthood and young.
Yeah.
Young
Very,
Brothers
very
of Christ.
consistent. Yep.
Yeah.
Ask him how he affected. How did Teach affect you when he came back with his Christian songs?
I was cool with it because I always feel like I can produce anything. So it wasn't his music that changed me because I was a part of the I was there when he was changing the process itself. I was there with him. So when he would discover something, he would show me something, and what changes happened in his life also happened to mine. I began being a lot more serious about my walk with God. I started reading the Bible and a lot of other stuff. I wasn't taking it seriously because it was like, do you believe that Jesus Christ died and he
Right.
died for us? And I was like, of course, this is what I've known since I was
your
a
whole
child.
life.
So,
Right.
yeah, so I didn't take it that seriously, but after that I did. I got on fire. I was out on the street and talking about Christ as much as I could. I remember one time I was on a train and we were arguing about a few scriptures. And that wasn't me before then. Before then was like, let's talk about music, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we are going to go to commercial. And when we're going to come back, we're going to have it set up so we can all hear each other a little more clearly. So stand by. Thank you for bearing with us through our technical difficulties. We'll be right back with more gospelroots.com. Talk Live Radio, talklive.com. Yes, Peach.
It's no better music. Save the gunplay for the 6 o'clock news. Focus on the road, give the whole world the blues. Turn this song up and start the 2-stepping. Remember that the word of God is your weapon. I make the trunk rattle like a fighting King Kong. With lyrics for your spirit when I'm writing these songs. Tell them all I know is when I wanna bang my stereo. I wanna hear some gospel R&B, hip hop and neo soul. I bump inside my
All right, we're back. GospelRhythms.com, Talk Live, AmericanTalkLive.com. I'm Ro Williams.
Roll.
Yes. I'm like,
Roll.
Come on, come on.
I said roll. Roll.
don't leave me hanging, brother.
I said
Come on.
Yeah, you gotta sing along with us.
So wait,
Usually when you call in, it's just that little lag right there. So I don't wanna be that dude.
Well, we're so glad we have you in the house. Now we were talking about your walk with Christ. If the it was a little hard to hear, so we just want to do just a tiny recap. Now, am I to understand, in college you already had a relationship with Christ, you just wasn't that deep with it, but then somewhere in your growth, you just became on fire for Christ?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at what point? Go ahead.
I'm from the old school. I'm from the Generation X school of. Hey man, did you read that? Nah, I ain't read. I ain't do my homework, man. So with that said, I also did that with the Bible because it was like if you don't read, you don't read.
Right. Well,
after hanging around Teach, things changed for me because he opened some doors for me that I just didn't know were there.
Okay, one of the things that I want to talk about, since you mentioned that, so you worked with him before he knew Christ, and then when he came back after he gave his life to Christ, you guys were somewhat on the same page spiritually, right? However, you being on fire and then him being very religious, how did that contentious relationship with two brothers who love the Lord but
had different
affect
views.
your relationship with him in terms of working together, hanging together? Did you for that period of time, did it affect your friendship? What was that season like?
Oh, we were real close. I mean, the thing that made our relationship real special was the fact that it was less about the music and more about the friendship itself. I mean, it was to the point I was getting haircuts at his house, and people would be like, "Oh, y'all cousins?" I'm like, "Nah, see, this dude, he cut his hair cut my hair to kind of look like his, so I guess that's why we kind of look alike." Stuff like that, and it was, even I would even pick him up from work from Taco Bell. Remember the Taco Bell days when I used to get the hookups from you?
Yeah, double decker Taco Supreme.
Yeah, we would go to the cafe. This man had hookups everywhere.
Wow. Nice.
We will go to the campus. You know how they had the cafeteria there, and you have to pay to go in. He was like, me and my friend like to go in. Can we go in? Yeah, go ahead.
I just had friends everywhere.
Have some food.
So he had favor. He had this amazing.
He wasn't jumping
supernatural
turnstiles.
favor. Right. So now, at some point, Teach was transparent with us, and he let us know that at some point he got super sanctified, over holified, and he started to feel himself and feel like he was better than everyone else. Do you remember that transition?
Yeah, it was to the point where we had a lot of good time making the music and coming up with different ways and doing stuff like that, and then as I was getting further into my college career, I didn't have as much time to talk with him and stuff, and then I would go over his house because he was staying right outside the campus. Like there was a house just outside, like there was a back gate and you can just walk to his spot, and I was like, "What are you up to?" And he's like, I'm waiting on God. So I'm like, "You're not working? You're not going to school or nothing?" "Nah, man, that's not what I'm doing right now." I'm like, you have to at least act, faith without work is dead. You got to do something. Man. And he was like, "Nah, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait." And you know what? He kind of like, it was a little bit later because the recollection for me is a little tough because, I'm a very forgiving person, so you guys forgive me if I.
You not raw with it. I'm the same way.
It's okay.
I blocked it out.
It's okay, but you
like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, please, you go ahead, and then I'll ask you something in a sec.
Yeah, it was to the point. He was like our conversation started changing, and it was like, I don't like the way you said that. I don't like the way you did this, and I don't like the way you did that. And you know what? We're not gonna make any music anymore. I mean.
Okay,
I'm
this
just
was
gonna sit here
teach.
and wait on
This
the
was-
Lord and do my thing. And I was like, all right, cool.
So you guys kind of separated for a hot second while he went through his superior moment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and then he left. That's the crazy part. He left, and I was like, "Yo,
And didn't say goodbye.
where's he?" Nah, he didn't. I like showed up at his house,
I left the state.
and the house had like a patio, like a little patio area with screens in. And I knocked on the door, and I was like, "Wait, that's the radio I let him borrow. That's such and so that I let him borrow. How he just is he gone? Oh snap, he left. How you just leave like that?"
He just put it on the porch for you.
Well,
to
hey,
get.
look, at least he
Yeah,
didn't
man.
steal your stuff, okay? He wasn't one of them
He was
klepto.
But he didn't call him and tell him to come pick it up. He said, "I'm just gonna set it out here. Come look for me, and you won't see."
Yeah,
it."
that was pretty messed up.
Wow, you was cold blooded
Why
with
did
it,
you
huh?
just leave his
But you-
stuff?
You know what's funny is that like what he just told you is 100% correct. He's so forgiving that when I called him to apologize, he was almost like as if you don't have to. And I said, no, I have to. And as I continued to talk to him, it was almost like he didn't remember because he had forgiven me, but I was wrong. So yeah, I left the state. I left his stuff out on the porch. And see, I think that all of us, and that's why, with the few minutes that we have left, that's why I wrote the post that I did. Pride can affect anybody. There's people who are listening right now. When you start getting beside yourself, and maybe even you don't know that you're being arrogant, but when you start thinking that you are superior or you don't owe anybody an explanation, and when you can leave somebody's stuff out, when you start nitpicking, the jokes that were funny before, now it gets on your nerves. You might need to check yourself and look in the mirror and realize that the problem might be staring right at you. And it took me years to realize it. And once I did, I called him to apologize. And his heart is what he's saying to you now is 100% correct. He was just like, "Oh yeah, no big deal. Hey, so what's going on?"
That's beautiful because
So-
a lot of people would have
What do you
held
mean?
that grudge for years.
I was expecting it and I was ready for it. And I
Sure.
had my long, drawn out apology I was going to give him.
Wow. What were you thinking when you left his stuff? You were just like, I don't care. Were you angry at him or just like he's
Sanctimonious.
beneath me?
I was disappointed with him.
You were disappointed with
when
him.
you think that you are above someone, what they do bothers you. Like if you go around your relatives that you used to hang out with, now they smoke a cigarette in the room and you just suck your teeth when you look at them.
Acting all sanctimonious
Wow.
and
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
But
And-
look at how God blessed and protected his stuff from getting stolen by the
You
neighborhood.
was wrong. You was wrong for that. I'm
Them
just saying.
gangbangers didn't get your stuff,
Yeah.
but Russ.
Lord, yes. And that's why I wanted to say this, and I said it in the movie. What kind of movie would it have been if I would have said, I rap and act and produce and I preach and I'm married, and that's a bunch of fluff.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we all make mistakes too. If you're gonna tell the whole story,
Tell
yeah,
the
your
whole
heart's been
honest.
broken, but you done broke some hearts too.
That's right.
So for me, I had to talk about some things that I had gone through,
Somebody wrote an email and sent a letter to your inbox too.
but I also needed to acknowledge the fact that I've made mistakes.
Yes,
And
we
when
all
you start
have.
reading the Bible
Yes,
or
we
you
all
give your
have.
life to Christ and good things start happening, if that starts to make you feel yourself and you start you're thinking you earned it, once you realize it's a gift,
Feeling
that's where
entitled.
humility comes.
See, but here we go as Christians. And Russ, I hope you're still hanging out with us.
Oh, yeah.
We say we follow Christ,
Mhm.
but if we really read our word, we find that Christ was the most humble person
Come
on
on
the face
now.
of this earth.
Yeah.
And he was hanging out with all kinds
Everybody.
of different people. And he wasn't putting himself above anyone. He was telling people, yo, I know I just healed you and I just brought you out of blindness and leprosy and I cast those demons away from you, but yo, don't tell nobody.
And
Yeah,
Christ's
man.
love has
Don't
has a
mention it.
tenderizing effect when you lead with the love of Christ.
Mhm.
You know, like Russ, you are full of. It's easy for you not to take in and harbor the offense. You let it go. It's released. You move on.
You forgive.
You walking in Christ's love. So when someone does come back to your life that may have offended you, you're kind of like, huh? Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh,
whatever.
don't worry. It was what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, he had moved on.
Yeah.
That's a pure example,
Yeah,
Russ.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Of
you.
forgiveness. And now you guys are closer than you've ever been, I'm
Oh man,
sure.
I love this dude.
So, not only did you forgive him for what you did, you rekindled the relationship. And honestly, for me in my past, in certain situations, I
Yeah.
can't even say that I've rekindled certain relationships. I forgave,
Yeah.
but I was like, you know what? I'd rather not have that poison in my life.
They'd be like, don't call
But
me.
he wasn't
don't come-
poison. He wasn't poison. Russ wasn't poison.
not at
It's
all.
just that, you know,
And
certain
I
things.
want
yeah.
to, if it's okay, just to make this real quick point to people who are listening. Sometimes we think when we talk about purpose and destiny that there are things that we have to do. We have to get our notebook, and then we have to write down, the chapters in the book, and then we have to write the book, and we have to take these steps that will help propel our destiny forward. Sometimes you cannot walk forward because this thing is a little bit broader than what we're making it. Sometimes you need to go back and apologize to some people that you hurt.
Right.
We really do hurt people. All
Yeah.
of us do. The big people and the
Yeah.
small people, whoever they are. Sometimes it's forgiving someone else, but sometimes you owe someone an apology.
Right.
You know who they are.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to them in a while, or regardless of whatever the situation was, sometimes it's just like, I was wrong for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I apologize. Please forgive me.
And it's even the little things. It's like we may do little things that's like, yeah, I know I said I was going to do this. For case in point, I'm not going to say who. There's someone that almost a year ago, I promised I'd do it. It was a minor, little
Yeah.
bitty, itty bitty thing to me.
Yeah.
But I guess I had no idea how big this thing was to that person. I'm now blocked from their Facebook page, or blocked. They
Wow, it
completely
was
blocked me
important to
from
them.
everything. That was really important to them. And that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else I did. But again, even on the other side of that, you guys, if you have an ought against your brother, the word says you bring it to them. Because half the time you're walking around upset with people and they don't have a clue what you're mad about. It's like, I don't know if anybody out there right now that's mad at me, other than that little thing that I mentioned. I'd have to really think about, okay, well, what did I do?
Yeah.
If somebody's out there upset with me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. But you got to tell people, look, you may not have seen or understood this, but this is what you did.
Right.
And then that opens the lines of communication, which leads you to the path of forgiveness. So good for you, Russ. I'm so glad that you did that. And you were
Not only-
sure.
Not only that, it's a lot of our problem is we do bring it up, but then we don't let it go.
Ah,
You'd be like,
yes.
you'd be like, it's cool that you borrowed my car and you didn't put no gas back in, and then like 10 months later, you remember that last time you didn't put the gas in the car?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We gotta be able to just put it to bed.
I was just telling someone
Leave it.
I love
Forget it.
dearly, like, you're still bringing up. I was like, well, when did that happen? May of 2016. I'm
Yes.
like, but
I didn't.
it
even
hasn't come
remember.
up again. Not with me, but they were talking about a situation in their life, and I'm like, man, that's baggage and that's weight.
Well,
and
that's because they haven't resolved it. We've got to
no,
resolve.
they're carrying offenses, and
They're
so you
carrying
have to, like, if it was from someone else, you need to go to them and address it and ask God to help you, because some offenses are there. People carry them with them their whole lives. So say if you were taken advantage of as a young child, and it may take a lifetime to go through the healing process, but
Yeah.
don't ever give up on yourself,
Right.
and don't ever think that God's ability to heal you and make you whole again, in spite of whatever that ugly or negative thing that happened to you was, and be able to walk you in your purpose fully and efficiently. Like, you're not a broken. He came to set us free. He came to make us whole.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
but I just want to know, we have any more beats coming up in the future, being that you produce and your label,
This boy's a monster.
yeah. If you're looking for a couple of acts,
I'm
you know.
trying.
You are?
Doing my
What's
thing.
what's your handle? What's your social
got a
media
name?
handle?
What's your name?
Handles.
See, years ago,
Oh Lord.
I was by
I say, what's your handle?
GQ, which says everybody got.
Oh, he
come
went by
on.
GQ.
You
Everybody
remember
went by
the movie
GQ.
Juice? Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm saying,
Russ, dear, listen, we
Let's
got
make it
1
simple.
minute.
My name's Robert Russell. Let me just snip off the end of both names.
Right.
Rob Russ. Make it easy.
Okay, so
All
that's
right,
your, is that
what
your
is
old name or your
Yeah,
new
handle?
they
name?
got 30 seconds.
Russ, we got to go. What's your handle?
We got 5
You know
minutes.
what? You know what? We Richard's
What
gonna
is
give
it?
us
At
5 more
Rob
minutes.
_Russ. I think that's what it is.
At
Okay.
I can't remember.
Rob, he
At
said,
Rob.
I can't remember. Why don't you look on your phone right now?
I ain't social, like, I'm on
Okay,
it,
let me
but
look-
I don't
let
be,
me look
like,
it up.
Could you look up your
Yeah.
friends'
like,
Yeah.
you know?
social media so that
So,
we
no,
can give them
is there
some
going to be
love?
a future collaboration while they're trying to find your name?
Yeah, we plan on doing it. We talk about it all the time that we gonna put something back together.
Rob
He
Russ.
says he's just gonna come down here for like a month, and we just gonna do something. And,
Oh, I see it.
know,
Is
we
that
gonna
him?
do it. We gonna do it.
Is that him? Oops.
No,
that's
okay,
not,
I found him. He is Rob Russ DA, the producer.
DA.
Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Rob
that's the
Russ.
Instagram.
Oh,
That's
did you
right.
say, oh, yeah? Oh, well, why should I follow
Yeah,
you?
I
You're not
also
even
got
going to
the
follow me
Twitter,
back.
that's
You're not even going
different, so
to
that's
converse
different.
with me on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Rob Russ.
He may be
I'm
getting
using
into
what
the game.
happened was situation there.
So, Rob, when's the last time you've been on Instagram? I'm just curious.
It's been about
Uh, I
September.
go on it every day. I just don't post because I feel like what's the life of an IT dude gonna be posting right now? So unless I'm making beats or something, I ain't posting. Like my wife does most of the posting.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, they're looking at a picture of her right now.
Hey,
let me
listen, I heard that you guys have, well, your story. I really would like to interview the both of you. Is that okay? As a married couple? I'm working on
Sound
something.
good.
Dealing with married couples.
I told you.
She might like it. Yeah, she'll like it. She'll like
Okay,
it.
so what I'm going to do, Rob, are
We
you
actually,
listening?
we actually got a radio show together
Awesome.
on epochradio.com.
Yeah,
we haven't done it in a while.
Oh.
But
Nice.
we also do stuff on the radio as well.
Okay,
Wow.
so check this out. I am about to follow you on Instagram. Mine is Trisha Mann Grant 621, but by the time you get to the G of Grant, it should pop up. But if it doesn't, it's Trisha Mann Grant, and that's MANN. So I'm going to follow you. I just lost them because the thing went out. But
You
I'm
can
gonna
pull
be
up
like,
gospel
"Who
rhythms.
and
Just
go to gospel
rhythms.
rhythms.
Follow us, I don't know.
He
You
not.
know-
You just like to make, send him and he'll
Oh.
just come follow you back.
This one right here. Ooh, we're gonna get you in the studio and just yeah.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
All
What state are you in?
He's in Georgia, so I'll tell you this quickly.
Yeah.
He and I have spoken because I love his music. One thing about him, because of his background, where's your father from? Rob.
Oh, he's from Barbados.
He's got this
Nice.
He's from
island.
Barbados. I'm from England.
He's got this
Yeah,
hip hop,
we all
R&B fusion. You have to hear his music. Very melodic, very smooth. So it was very easy to make music with him before. So I told him, I said, man, as soon as I get this budget, I'm flying to Atlanta because that's who I want to work with on some songs. I mean, there's a lot of cats I want to work with, but he's one of those cats.
Nice, Rob. That is so good. You seem to have such a wonderful spirit, and thank you
Yeah,
for
because
being a part of
Exactly.
the legacy to be a part of the up and coming man filled with purpose. And I wish you could be here to see his movie,
Oh, man.
Discovering
we'll probably be
Destiny.
down there in Atlanta, Hotland.
Yeah, it's coming to him.
Yeah.
I showed it to him. I don't show a lot of people that are not here, but I showed it to him because I wanted him to see it. But I am coming to a film festival, hopefully this year down south. But I'll ask Rob, since I'm part of the interview crew. Rob, if somebody was listening, you had 30 seconds to to tell them why they should come see the film this Friday, having seen it yourself. Why do you think it would benefit other people?
You know, the thing that I liked about it is it tells a real honest story. It's pretty well organized, and I think it's reachable and identifiable, for other people. There's you got the religious folks, and then you got the regular folks who have a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who this is reaching to.
Yeah.
This is reaching to those folks that feel like they don't have to have something in every sentence, how you doing? Glorious day. You don't have to have that. You can be like, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
God looked out for me, and I'm doing great. I mean,
Yeah, regular
He
people.
looks out for me every day. And this film will change your life on that level.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Well, thank you
so much.
Thank
for
you, Rob Russ,
joining us.
everybody.
Rob,
Woo!
one time for your mind.
Thank you.
Islanding,
Yeah, put your mind. That's Rob Russ' mind.
All right. That's good.
Wow, man, it's been our
That's
joy.
Yes, sir.
It's this Friday, California, Los Angeles, California, Crenshaw Christian Center, 7 p.m. What's our call time?
Remember, I said I'm gonna call you, put me on blast on live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my people are gonna call your people. You need to stop
Oh,
that.
okay.
So are we
That's
going to have
so
special
Hollywood.
chairs that say Trisha and Roe?
You're gonna have
and
all
they're
that.
going to have roses next to them
Girl,
and a
you're
sash.
crazy.
Trish,
I'm not putting you. I'm just really low maintenance.
Trish,
I'm-
Trish,
I
I
am
need you to
joking.
stop right now. You're gonna have your
Okay.
own bottle of water.
No, she needs
Okay.
Snickers.
You
You
said
need to have
water?
a Snickers.
Okay, water.
You're gonna have
Can we turn that
refreshments.
water
You
to
need to have a
wine?
Snickers.
Praise Jesus.
No, you need to have a
Jesus, turn the
Snickers.
water to wine.
So I could give it
I'm
to
just
her.
saying, I'm a little musky. No, I'm
I'm
joking.
gonna be like,
Switch it
Trisha, I'm gonna be like, here, eat this Snickers, because when you're
Snickers.
hungry,
You
you're
turn
really
into
not
Mike
yourself.
Tyson. It's like it's ludicrous.
It's ludicrous. I can't do this. Right, Comfort, it's ludicrous. Listen,
when I was 15, the doctor said, but I don't have to accept that report, right? But the doctor did say I had hypoglycemia.
I don't know what that means.
So every time I use that, I
you
use that
better
as an
eat
excuse
before
every
you
time
go
I,
out.
he starts shaking in my head.
Okay.
I need to eat.
Girl.
So yeah, you should have a bag full of Snickers.
No, you should miss. I just had a party.
Puppy dog.
I just had a party for a 16-year-old. You came in here talking about we got to put it away for Teach come because he gonna
So
get
you
on
just
us.
gonna bust me out like that?
I'm just
You just gonna throw me under the bus?
Under the bus.
I was trying to look out for you.
Just
I was
got
trying to
I
have a
can
little
come in with the
sugar
bag of
crash
candy.
for you.
I
You see how
text
she
my
does it?
good report. I drank 2 bottles of
This
water
is
already.
sisterhood right here. This is
just
Delta
saying.
Sigma Theta
Don't tell her.
Sorority Incorporated Sisterhood right here.
I heard
Ooh,
that.
how are we represented? I don't understand.
No,
So
it's
listen,
okay.
you guys, speaking of that, we've got so many things coming up in the coming months. So the rest of this month is all about Timothy Teach Jones,
Thank you so much
discovering
for the
destiny
honor, the
and all
favor.
that. Yay. Next month in February, the Love Month, we're going to have Man Talk with your host, Trisha Mann Grant, and a beautiful actress on with us, Jennifer Lee. And then my producer here, Ro Williams, will be behind the scenes, but she'll
Oh
be in
yeah,
the
I'll be
studio.
getting
It's
all the
all for
juicy
the
questions
men.
in.
In the
Men
month of
only.
February. In the month of March will be health awareness, and in the month of April for all of our Greek sorors and brothers out there, you know, all the omegas and the kappas, the alphas, all the phi betas, sigma phi betas, and
There it
all
is.
of the. Did you do that?
Never
you didn't do that
played.
'cause you
Me
did
phi me.
yourself. Me phi me. I got you.
Me phi me.
You know, my daughter said, "Mom, I'm not going to be a Delta," and I said, "Oh, it's okay, honey. I want you to do
Gonna be
you.
an AKA.
You just not going to be anything else."
That's
You
a
can do
good
you,
mommy.
but you ain't gonna be nothing else. All right, you guys, we love you so much. Richard, thank you so much giving us that extra time.
Rob
Rusty,
Russ, thank
thank
you.
you for calling in. Thank you, everyone who watched.
Appreciate it.
God bless you all.
I hope y'all weather gets
We'll
better.
see you next Sunday with Timothy Teach Jones.
Yes,
Discovering
closing
Your
out the
Destiny.
Come out on Friday.
I'm Trisha Mann Grant.
Deandra Williams.
Gospel Rhythms, Heaven's Party.
See you on Friday.
Here on
This
Earth.
Friday.
The 27th.
Christian here talking.
We got singers, rappers, spoken word, and actors, and business owners, playwrights, and pastors. And the gifts to encourage the body. Consider this an invitation, come and kick it and party. We're evolving the way we deliver the gospel. Same message, different method, redefine the apostles. And through Christ, we're empowered to shine. Everybody's VIP, ain't no way in the line. GospelRhythms.com. We make the word jam, the beat to which we live. We about to take the land. Let them know about Jesus, the anointed one. Gave us power and authority to get it done. He opens doors, so you don't gotta kick them down. I wrote this to remind you, so stick around. For heaven party here on earth. Praise God always, and we keeping them first.
Thank you for tuning into LA Talk Live and the Talk Live Broadcast Network, original reality radio, handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk. Stay tuned.
This is some of that smoothed out R&B West Coast flavor. Rolling with your homies, leaning for the haters. A breath of fresh air without the pollution. Celebrating life, baby, that's what we doing. Representing Christ over beats that burn. Catch me in the studio, doing my thing. Food for the spirit, we got enough drama. Don't turn it down when you see your mama. Deal with real issues, so call it therapeutic. Magnify the truth, it's no better music. Take the gunplay for the 6 o'clock news. Focus on the wrong, give the whole world the blues. Turn this song up and start the two-stepping. Remember that the word of God is your weapon. I make the drum rattle like I'm fighting King Kong. With lyrics for your spirit when I'm writing these songs. Tell them all I know is when I wanna bang my stereo. I wanna hear some gospel R&B, hip-hop and neo soul. I bump inside my brand new ride, just push the cruise control. It sounds so good up in my hood, that music for your soul. I gotta give it up to the homie Kirk Franklin. You made a big difference in the game, no mistaking.